I am 30 years old, and for almost 7 years of my life, I slept with over 40 men. Hey! This is not a confession I make lightly. In fact, this is the first time I am putting it into words without hiding behind human, silent, or excuses. After SHS, I entered my first serious relationship. He was everything I thought I needed: disciplined, respected, church-minded, and from a family everyone admired. In my mind, he represented stability, safety, and escape from chaos. I loved him deeply. I imagined marriage early. I imagined peace. When I asked where the relationship was heading, he told me he wasn't ready. I waited. I adjusted. I prayed. 4 months later, I found out he was sleeping with someone from his past. The betrayal didn't just break my heart, it broke my sense of worth. In our society, women are often taught to internalize failure. If a relationship fails, it must be because you weren't good enough, too much, too soft, too available. After that, the relationship ended. Something changed in me. Anytime I tried to be intimate with someone new, whether it was someone I met through friends, at a workplace, event, or even someone genuinely kind, I felt nothing. No connection, no desire, just emptiness and panic. I started believing I was damaged. Out of desperation and honestly curiosity, I turned to men I paid for intimacy. At first, it felt transactional, controlled, safe in a strange way. There were no expectations, no emotional negotiations, and no fear of rejection. I paid, the interaction happened, and I left. I did not need to be desired. I only needed to be present. It became my coping mechanism. My life was busy. I worked hard. I had money. I convinced myself this arrangement was better than emotional vulnerability. In a society that already judges women harshly, I told myself I was choosing freedom, but fear followed me everywhere. I tested constantly, sometimes multiple times in a month. I became paranoid about my health, my body, and my future. I used protection, but even that didn't give me peace. Anytime something felt wrong, I rushed to clinics in Accra, explaining myself to doctors whose eyes told me they were shocked, maybe even disappointed. Eventually, I was put on preventive medication and regular monitoring. Sitting in those hospital rooms and explaining my exposures felt humiliating. I could feel the judgment even when no one ever said anything. A young woman, educated, choosing this path, it didn't fit the story they expected. 3 months ago, I noticed something wrong with my body. A small change that wouldn't go away. The diagnosis came quietly, but it hit loudly. Something I might carry for life. That was my breaking point, not because of the pain, but because of what it represented. Years of numbing myself, years of avoiding healing, years of trying to control intimacy instead of understanding it. I am writing this now because I am done, not just with sex, but with running from myself. I have chosen celibacy, not as punishment, but as recovery. For the first time in years, I am sitting with my emotions instead of burying them. And to everyone listening to this, especially young women, please hear this. Protection reduces risk, but it doesn't erase consequences. Some things cannot be avoided when emotional disconnection becomes a lifestyle. I thought I was protecting myself from pain. Instead, I slowly disappeared. Guys, such an interesting story. Very emotional. What do you think about the story? Share your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for watching.